We've got a Wilderness X-Files episode
coming up right now.
Sorry.
Hey, B&B family, this is Derek, and with me today is the only man who talks more to trees and animals than his friends on the trail, Carl Mandrioli. How you doing, buddy?
You really believe that, don't you?
I've seen it and I've witnessed it. Treebeard is more than a friend. And I hate
With me
to say
today
it.
is Derek Somerville. He's a man that used to work as a luggage detective solving mysteries. But
Yeah.
you know what? His cases were open and shut.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I think it's going to be better, it's not. But you know what? That one flowed a little bit.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
X-Files, man. Were you a fan of the X-Files?
No, I wasn't. But
really?
I never got into the show. I mean, I like alien stuff too. I never really, I'll say this. I don't not like the show. I never took the time to get into the show.
Gotcha.
That makes sense. So,
okay. I would like to challenge you right now. I got a challenge for you.
Got it. Okay.
What is in your podcast directory?
My podcast directory.
Yeah.
As
podcast that you listen to.
Podcast that I listen to?
Yeah.
What's in there? You want me to name them?
Yeah. I want you to name because I think this is going to tell us a little bit about you right now.
Oh boy, here we go. Okay, yeah. I had.
I'll name mine if you name yours. Is that?
I'll name mine if you name your.
Yeah.
I have the NBA show. With some of these, I don't really listen to that much anymore.
Okay.
I have.
You're already defending yourself.
I got Voxology.
Okay.
I'll skip that one. I'm just kidding. Backpacking and Blisters.
Okay. You listen to yourself.
The way I heard it with Mike Rowe. I have put the Poker Stories podcast. I have.
Let's get to the ones I want to. You have like the alien ones and the monster ones. Come on.
I don't have alien. I got Park Predators, and I got Binge Mode about today's pop culture.
You've suggested multiple weird podcasts to me about time traveling, going to other planets, and fighting the aliens there. There was
it. I don't listen to it anymore, but there was one called Conspiracy Theories. That's where I heard a lot of that stuff.
Okay.
About the guy who lived on Mars with the insectoids and
So this is why I thought the X-Files would be up your alley, and that you actually
I like it.
Binge watch the show, the whole series on a yearly basis.
No, on a yearly basis. Oh, jeez. That'd be so embarrassing. No.
All right. Well, okay. For those who don't know, X-Files was a 1990s TV show that was based around files that were very mysterious, that may or may not involve the paranormal, where it was kind of like a branch of the FBI.
Mulder and Scully, I know that.
Mulder and Scully. Okay. Here's what's kind of like a really coincidental fact is that we have a listener. I don't know if he wants me to share who this is, but somebody that listens to our show, that's a Patreon supporter.
You're going to do it anyway. Okay.
Has become our friend. I'm not going to say the name, but he's become a friend of ours. And he literally, as I was preparing for this episode, shook hands with the director of the FBI.
Really?
Yeah, really. And I he texted me a picture and I was like, that's amazing. Did you ask him to come on our show?
This isn't Tupperware Mike? This isn't Tupperware Mike.
It's not Tupperware Mike. And I asked if he'd asked the director if he could come on our show. We're doing an X-Files episode. I thought this would be perfect to have the FBI director. Yeah, he dropped the ball on that one.
He's like, I would love to, but can't make it because Carl's going to be there.
Correct.
So, that makes sense.
All right. So you already referenced that the two characters on the show, Mulder and Scully. So you must know enough about the show to determine, are you more of like a Mulder guy or a Scully kind of person?
I don't know enough about the show to even answer that. I think I watched one episode, maybe two.
That for 1 second.
Maybe two.
Yeah, that's impossible. Okay, so Mulder's the guy who's really excited to investigate the paranormal, and I was always looking for kind of paranormal explanations for things.
Oh, that's
and Scully's the skeptic who's
definitely
there's got to be a scientific explanation for this.
That's definitely you. Definitely you. She's a grader. Yeah, she's an analyzer.
I'm asking who you are though.
I must be Mulder.
I must be. No, you claim
Mulder.
it with confidence.
I'm Mulder.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm not a grader. I'm not a skeptic.
All right. She's not grading. She's just trying to look for alternative solutions here. So,
okay.
All right. So we're going to I got 4 cases for you, and you've got to come up with, is this some sort of mystery? It's just unsolvable. We can't explain it. Is this a hoax or can you solve it?
These are maybe true, or these are all true? Or we'll have to decide.
No, these all happen. These are legit. These are the Wilderness X-Files, and I don't know I think one of them has technically been solved. Okay.
One of them. Okay.
And one of them might be a stretch by saying wilderness, but it's definitely outside.
Okay. And are you going to tell me which one's been solved later, or no?
You'll figure it out.
Okay. I'll figure it out.
I
hope so.
All right. Our Bible verse for the episode, Mark 4:11, and he was saying to them, "To you has been given the mystery of the kingdom of God, but those who are outside get everything in parables. This is Jesus talking. So do complex and even simple understandings come across to you as parables, Derek?
Do complex and even simple endings come across as parables?
Understandings, not endings.
Understandings. It depends who's presenting it. Are you presenting it? Because if it's like a pun, then probably not. That's the truth. That's the truth right there.
All right.
True facts.
I don't think you picked up on the insult from the question right there.
I did, and that's why I'm mocking you.
All right.
How rude and inappropriate.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna check your analysis skills based upon some of these cases here. All right. So I'm giving you like the bare bones, so you can ask further questions. You can dig a little deeper, and on some of these, I have more information, but not all of them. All right. Okay. So unsolved mysteries, hoaxes, or something in between that can be explained away.
Bring it on.
All right.
Let's go. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's start off with the case of Death Mountain.
Oh, I feel like I've heard this. Okay, Death Mountain.
No, I made up the name, so you haven't heard this one.
Oh, but these are true that you made up.
These are true. I just gave titles and names to these.
Okay.
Makes it more interesting. It's more dramatic. All right. This is 1987, a place called Silver Plume, Colorado, which it's like you've driven through when you come to the mountains to come out to visit me. A guy named Tom Young walked into the mountains with his dog and
wait. Before you keep going, you said you renamed it, but are like the dates and the Toms, are these all made up too?
I didn't rename anything. I simply gave a mystery a title, and these are all true. The names are all true. Everything's
okay.
True.
Okay. Yeah. 1987, Tom, go.
Yeah. Okay. So he walks into the mountains with his dog, and he never returns. All right. A year later, a guy named Keith Reinhard, who was intrigued by the story, moves to Silver Plume, opens an antique shop in the same location. Not long after that, Tom Young's body was found. The details are sketchy, and we're not going to delve into them right now. They're not really relevant to the case necessarily. A week later, Reinhardt closes up his shop. Remember, he's got the same building as the first guy.
Okay.
He tells people he's planning to climb to the summit of a nearby Pendleton Mountain, and after leaving the village, was never seen again. Okay. The details of his hike are a little strange. It was a 6-hour hike, but he didn't leave until 4:30 p.m., which is not typical in Colorado. Usually leave like early. Yeah. He wasn't carrying any gear and was not dressed for a long mountain climb. And a search of the area turned up no trace of him, so his body was not found. Also strange was that a searcher was killed after crashing his plane in the process.
A searcher?
Yeah. They're looking for him. They didn't find him, but the plane crashes on that same mountain area, whatever you want to call it. What is going on here?
It's obviously aliens of some sort.
Okay.
Aliens, yeah. So wait, okay, remind me, you said Tom and this guy had the same building?
So Tom, had a shop, and then Keith moves there a year later, intrigued by the story, opens up an antique store in the same
shop.
Same shop.
Okay. So maybe it's like an alien under the stairs leading him up the mountain. And then they have like a secret bunker up there somewhere.
Yeah.
They're storing people. Over there. Okay. No, I don't know.
Storing people.
Is it like a portal? Is it one of those like portal things where like you go to the top of the mountain and you get transported electromagnetically somewhere else or something?
Okay, and this is why you're definitely Mulder, because your first two scenarios, your first two responses are paranormal, are weird answers for explaining this away.
Correct. I mean, it is weird though, because if you haven't found anybody. Well, you found Tom's body.
The first guy.
You found Tom. You're saying it's not important where they found him?
Like, I don't want to go over the gruesome details on his family-friendly show. He was found on the mountain, but he was found. Yeah, it was like mysterious circumstances is the best. It's inconclusive whether there was foul play or whether
was it like on the way up or was it like some rando spot?
Unknown.
Well, you don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you found, I mean, the wilderness is so big though too. Like, who's to say? Right?
Everybody, the wilderness is so big, you can't get wisdom like that anywhere else. Please consider subscribing to the Backpacking Bullshit podcast to get more of that right there.
That's right there. It is huge. Solid information. I think that the thing that the big takeaway is like maybe Keith didn't want to be found.
Okay.
Maybe Keith left because if you found Tom, we don't know what's going on. Maybe there's an alien abduction. We don't know. But like if Keith,
aliens.
But Keith made the premeditated thought of like, I'm going to leave it late in the afternoon with no gear and go on a 6-hour hike. Like, why would you do that unless you have like some kind of mental illness or something, or or something else. Maybe I don't know. That's the biggest strange thing to me, actually. So
okay. So what your conclusion is? What
mystery? This is a mystery. I don't know.
mystery?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Unsolved.
So you think that when you say mystery, that means there's potential paranormal activity going on. It couldn't be a crime. It's not a crime.
Not necessarily a crime. No,
okay.
I mean, it's pretty coincidental for all three of these things, like the plane, all these things to happen. Maybe there's like some kind of weird Bermuda Triangle-y like situation. Anybody who goes near that area is going to get like sucked up. I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's one of those unsolvable mysteries because there's not a lot of evidence.
Yeah.
Right. You found no trail of Keith.
Yeah. No trace of Keith was found.
Did they find the plane guy?
Yeah. They found.
I mean, that's pretty hard not to find that guy, right?
So. Right. Correct. I don't know, man. There's missing planes all over the place, right? Like there's flight.
Did they say what happened to the plane?
Or no, flight 17 in the Bermuda Triangle. They haven't found those planes.
Well, they're never gonna find them. Did you find what happened to the guy's plane? Like why it crashed?
That was kind of like a side note in the story. I didn't find out why it crashed, so it might have been rough afternoon weather, or I mean, don't you feel like a lot of those plane crashes are usually just those like single pilot planes? Like they're always crashing, man. Those things all the time.
I guess.
So
I guess I'd be curious. Like, even if this guy's like a new pilot, maybe he had malfunctions. It's pretty crazy. It's the same mountain as.
Agreed. I think that's a coincidental detail. My conclusion. You were actually on to the conclusion that I came up with. So we were similar, and then you went back to aliens. But
Keith is the main one, though.
Yeah, Keith is the guy that disappeared without a trace. I think that he used that first story to kind of create some sort of mystery around the situation, and he was either faking his own death or just disappearing for whatever reason, trying to kind of be part of that story there. So
weird.
I think that was intentional. I don't think there's any I don't think it's a mystery. I think that this was a hoax.
Huh. Okay. Hoax. Yep. You're going hoax.
I'm going hoax.
All right.
Okay. That was actually my longest story. The rest are going to be a little quicker here.
All right. Okay. So
next, I've got the case of the mystery meat.
Oh boy.
Okay. This is from a long time ago.
Mystery
One
meat.
day in 1876, on a Kentucky farm, there was a meat shower. Not a meteor shower, a meat shower.
I'm sorry, a meat shower?
The sky rained down chunks of meat with an indeterminate origin, meaning like they don't know what kind of meat it was. It's mystery meat. What could this be possibly from?
This is so ridiculous. This is a hoax. This is a hoax.
So 1876, we don't have a lot of planes going on up there. Listen, so what's the hoax?
1876 had a lot of weird stuff going on. I'll tell you that.
That's true.
A lot of weird stuff. It just doesn't add up. Like meat, mystery or not, has to come from something that's like living of some degree. And they couldn't figure out what living thing. I mean, how much mystery meat?
Mystery meat.
Like, what was this? What was this area coverage of the meat? We're talking about like
on the farm. I don't know what the acreage was.
Oh, it rained just on the farm? An isolated area? That seems even weirder.
Yeah, so it could be the farmers that are hoaxing. Maybe. I don't know what they'd have to get out of it. Like, come, buy food from our farm. It's had meat all over it that's rotting.
Did they say like they saw it? They say they saw it raining from the sky, like out of clouds.
They're a little too far down on land to see actually like forming and coming down like from the cloud.
The filet mignon cumulonimbus cloud is passing the cirrus snake cloud.
Yeah.
That's total hoax in my opinion.
Okay, so you think the farmers are the hoaxers?
Yes, that's ridiculous. I mean, did they prove it? Did they show you? Did they have pictures of all this meat?
Did they have pictures in 1876? I don't think so.
Exactly. Yeah. So how do you? That's what a bunch of wasted food product. But B,
they tested the meat. They couldn't find like what animal it's from. They didn't know. It wasn't from like a farm animal. It wasn't like beef or chicken or whatever.
So you're saying they found Sasquatch is what you're saying.
Ooh, I wasn't going down that road, I mean that's what Mulder would do. So
the Sasquatch massacre.
Yeah,
is that what that was? And then like a bunch of stealth bombers like dropped it on that farm.
Stealth bombers from 1876 who've time traveled. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And the Wright brothers weren't around then. So I mean, it's got to be the meat cloud. I mean, hoax.
Yeah.
It's just.
Did this inspire the movie Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs?
I was gonna say that. Yeah. I think it inspired the second one, not the first.
Okay.
one. Yeah.
All right. There is a theory about where the meat came from. You didn't ask if
Please.
like anybody tried to explain this away. So
Please.
bad question
How?
asking on your part.
Yeah.
And I actually think this is possible. I think this theory is possible.
Oh,
So
jeez.
the animals that could be flying up in the sky that would have maybe a little too much meat on them are vultures. Vultures tend to get at carcasses and they regurgitate the meat. And if they have too much in their mouths, they're not bringing it back to their nest. I don't know, whatever. And they're dropping meat down. I think that the story of like meat everywhere could be exaggerated. So that part could be a hoax. But I think that, yeah, some vultures could drop some meat down on the farm.
Just like thousands of vultures puking at the same time.
Like a flock of them. I don't know how many go in a flock or what. I don't know what you call a group of vultures.
Bear Girls could tell you. I mean, there was an episode about that.
So that's it. We can't prove it. So you're saying mystery. You get 2 mysteries in a row. All right. So you're
no, I said hoax. I said hoax in that one. That seems
hoax.
like
you did. I'm sorry. You're right.
Hoax trash. That's a trash one. Yeah.
Trash one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
3.
This is the one I'm actually most excited to talk to you about because I got some scenarios with this one. This one is called The Case of the Weird Hitchhiker.
Huh. Okay. So I'm guessing this is still unsolved because they obviously solved the meat one. So
this is
is this the solved
sort
one?
of. It's like it's still a mystery. It's gone by different names. This one I actually did rename. It's not called this by other names. You'll probably recognize the story, but maybe not.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
All right. Travis Walton was a forestry worker in Arizona.
Okay.
In 1975. So this is right around the time you were turning about 40 years old. He went missing.
Yes,
the police suspected his coworkers / friends of murder.
Ooh.
They took and passed polygraph tests for the most part. There was one that was inconclusive.
For the most part.
5 days later, Travis reappeared on the side of the road. He claimed he had been abducted by aliens.
Is this the one he woke up in a field?
No.
No, that was a different one.
That was different.
That was different.
You're interrupting my story. I have to ask the question. What happened here, Derek?
Somebody wanted attention, and his name was Travis, and that's what happened. That's pretty crazy. Like, what did he say once he was found? Did he say,
"I was abducted by aliens," and he was found 5 days later, but to him it was like a couple hours. He's like, he didn't realize he'd been gone that long.
I wonder if did it say like did his friends like what did his friends say? I guess I'm curious what his friends said.
Okay, that's a good question. So his friends said that they saw a ship hovering in the forest as they're driving back down the mountain. Okay. And and then Travis gets out of the truck, runs towards the ship, and gets struck by a beam of light, which like knocks him off his feet.
Yeah.
Doesn't suck him up. No, that's what I thought too. No, doesn't suck him up. Knocks him off his feet. The friends freak out and they take off. Okay.
So this is the movie October Sky. Is that it?
It's not it. I love it. That's what you thought of them. Well, October Sky's like a kid like learning math to build rockets.
Oh wait, not October Sky. What was the other one? What was
Fire in the Sky.
Fire in the Sky.
Correct. You put the pieces together here. Good job.
Fire in the Sky.
His friends take off. They drive a quarter mile down. They're like, wait a second. We got to go get our friend. They drive back. He's gone.
Yeah, he got abducted by aliens. I mean, that's obvious.
Okay. Okay. Oh my god.
Did he have little probe marks on his eyes, on his tear ducts?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, probe marks.
I don't think that's been documented, like any like physical evidence. I don't think he had any.
How do they not look at him and document and take pictures?
I think that they did like medical tests and he had been like severely dehydrated and malnourished for 5 days.
That could be anybody in the wild. That's you half
that's
of
true.
That's you half of our trip.
Yeah. Okay.
That's crazy.
So here's my question to you is like, I thought about this and I thought, okay, well, first of all, of our backpacking group, who's most likely to get out of the truck and run towards the light? Do you think?
Rocky, for sure.
Really?
Rocky.
Okay.
I
actually,
actually you. I think it's you. I think it is you. Yeah. You're like,
okay.
Ooh. Yeah.
And so then I get struck by a light, let's say, and it freaks you guys out.
Yeah.
You are in the driver's seat. Would you take off at that point?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think I first get the camera out and be like, okay, we're gonna prove this. We're gonna prove this, mother. We're gonna make sure people get this.
Right.
High definition.
So let's say we had 1975 technology. That's not your first thought. That you're right. That is people's first thought nowadays for sure. But what are you doing? Like I'm on the ground.
Ooh, 1975. That's tough because you don't have the good cell phone. You don't have like the good camera. It's all grainy, garbagey junk. So
yeah, and they don't have it with them. Like they've been working.
I mean, how do you prove that? How do you
Okay,
like
but
go back down the mountain?
I'm asking your
I'm trying
behavior
to.
as a friend in the moment. You're freaked out. You're like legitimately freaked out, and you see me laying on the ground. You're in a vehicle. You've been yelling at me to get back in the vehicle, and I have disobeyed you. I've not done it.
And I see do I see a giant ship above you?
Yeah, or you think it is? Like we'll say like it's unclear what's going on. We just know there's like a beam
I
of light
think
that's striking.
we go out and grab you. Obviously, your
Okay.
shoulders are huge, so I'm gonna need like 2 or 3 guys to help me. But I think Rocky and I and Jared would jump out there and grab you.
Okay.
Knowlton would try to whittle something or Eagle Scout something to fend off the
Yeah.
ship.
Not everybody knows who these folks are. Just so our friends would come out and grab you and your
We would
friend. You
grab
and the
you.
rest of
We
our
would
friends
grab
would
you.
grab. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't see a scenario where I just leave you. If the roles are reversed, you're the one that's like getting aggressive. I do not see that scenario. I could not like. I don't think I'd live with this with myself. Even driving just a quarter mile down the road, like I would feel so terrible. I'd be like,
Oh
dude,
yeah. Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So
Here's my question to you though. Is if you see me on the ground and I'm the guy getting sucked up by the beam
Mhm.
and I start going up, are
Yeah.
you running and like jumping and grabbing my foot and battling the beam of light and
Yes.
pulling me down and like Rocky, grab my shit? You know, like are you doing all
No.
that?
I think that with these like new workout regimen I've got going on, I think that I could pull you back. I think that I could be stronger than the alien beam, 100%.
Wow.
And I think if you like, kind of tense up your abs a little bit to kind of just try to withstand whatever power is pulling you in, I think that you could help out with that process too.
Right. Wow. Alien beam strength. That's a lot. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
and if your shoe falls off, you haven't tied it very well, that's kind of on you at that point. I've at least given it the good effort.
So if the shoe falls off, it's on me.
Yeah. And let's be honest, if we're at camp and this is like part of a backpacking trip and you've chosen to bring Crocs as your camp shoes, those Crocs coming right off. Like there's no chance of survival.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget the Crocs.
Right.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
there's another reason not to bring Crocs right there.
Yeah, aliens hate Crocs. Aliens hate
All right.
Crocs.
So okay, so what do you think's going on here? Like this is a very well documented story. The guys seem believable. They were accused of murder, and it took 5 days for this dude to show up. So, do we think this is like a massive hoax? Did the guy somehow replicate an alien spaceship to even hoax his friends and coworkers? What do you think, man?
I mean, there's two things you can think. One, like, what is the goal if this is a hoax, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are they getting out of this? Just like attention? Because like most people, they have to like know. Most people are gonna just think we're crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, initially, right, until you can sort of prove it by showing back up.
I mean, I get like you can't prove that there's no spaceship proof. I mean, there's nothing like that, right? So, and then the second thing is like, what kind of guys are like, hey, I'm coming up to you guys, and I'm like, hey guys, I got this idea. I want you to get like probably accused of murder for like 4 or 5, and then I'll just show up.
Yeah.
And we'll fake everybody out. Like,
right.
Who's going along with that? That doesn't seem like hoaxy to me.
You're right. I'm with you. And they passed the polygraphs for the most part. I heard that the polygraphs weren't administered all that well and the questions weren't that great. One guy was inconclusive because he was like kind of a hothead and they asked like the same questions 3 times. And by the 3rd time, he just like yanked the cords out of the machine and like took off. So they called it inconclusive, but he had passed up until then.
I mean, can you ever really trust a polygraph for anything though at this point?
I don't know. Meet the parents, it worked, right?
I mean, you can't use them in court. You can't use them anywhere. Yeah. They're not like admissible anywhere. Right. So,
but no, for sure. But the fact that all the guys, there's like 4 or 5 guys that passed it, that seems hard to pull off.
That's a nugget of truth. That's a nugget of something. That's for sure. Okay. I just don't see the angle if it is a hoax.
Yeah.
That's what's so weird about it. So,
okay. So I agree with you. I don't think it's a hoax. I think there could be, I think I would just label it as a mystery at this point. I would label it as like maybe some kind of spiritual stuff going on, some spiritual warfare maybe going on, but I'm not an expert necessarily in that area. I don't know. Are you just saying mystery or what are you saying? You're
saying like spiritual warfare, like, God and the angels have like spaceships and stuff, or
I'm not saying the good side has that stuff.
Oh, the devil and the demons have spaceships and they fly around.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said anything. I don't want to.
Maybe it's like,
I'm not an expert in this area, but I have theories. We can talk later, or if you want to ask about my weird theories, you can ask me later.
Was it a red beam of light or a white beam of light?
Fair question.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, that's a really weird. I mean, maybe something else happened to this guy and all of his friends ran away and just were embarrassed.
They're freaked about something.
Maybe
I believe them. Yeah.
Were they embarrassed about something that happened? They just didn't want to admit what they really.
Well, they admitted to driving down the road a little ways and abandoning their friend.
But then did the friend come back and be like, I can't believe you guys abandoned me. I can't believe you guys did this to me.
In the movie, he said that.
Okay, that's fair. But he never said like they did something to me other than leave me behind.
Right.
Right. So, I mean, that is weird. I don't know. That's a mystery to me.
Okay. It's a mystery. All right.
I don't know.
If you or anybody else you know has more information about this particular story, please share. Please share.
That is a good one.
All right. I got one last one here.
All right. Last one.
Okay. This is called The Case of the Overdue Hikers.
Case of the Overdue Hikers.
3 men plan to make a long hike one day in the Sierras. One of them.
I know where this is going.
Okay.
I know this
one
is going.
Of them,
use jacket for pants. Yeah.
In the Sierras. Okay. One of them, the leader, mysteriously canceled on the other 2 guys a month before the trip. The other 2 men, novices at navigation, novices at trip planning, proper gear decisions, and generally knowing their right from their left, decided to go ahead with the trip. 29 hours later, they still failed to show back up at the trailhead. Search and rescue is called. They chose to do nothing. What happened?
Wow. Wives were crying. Children were weeping. What happened?
Yeah.
That is a fabulous question. What happened? I think they went out ill-prepared. They went out overconfident.
But whatever happened to these guys? 2 guys? Like,
I mean...
And what happened to the 3rd guy who mysteriously cancels? That's
I think weird. He sounds like he had some kind of like foot/shoulder injury and just couldn't make the hike.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think these other 2 guys, I mean, maybe they got lost. I mean, 29 hours, they had to like whip out like an emergency blanket at some point.
Right.
And they had to
well, did they ever get found? Is a question I would ask, first of all.
I think they got found. I'm gonna say they got found. I think they wandered into somewhere and they were discovered and they were a little disoriented,
You're doing a terrible job asking questions for further details about this. I think you're making a lot of assumptions.
Because I know the story, so I'm trying to like think of questions.
So questions are: were they were seen again? They were seen driving a car from a distance in Yosemite Valley. There was one witness that saw them.
Okay.
The next day.
Okay. Did they have blisters on their feet?
Yes.
Okay. And they are alive today. Is that this? They made it.
Presumably.
Nobody went to jail. Okay. Did search and rescue ever do anything substantial to help?
They answered the phone and asked the same questions over and over again. They did a good job there.
It's huge.
We got to have search and rescue on. We got to ask them about their protocols and process because that was very confusing to me. But yeah, if you wanted the full story, there's a full podcast episode from a couple of years ago called "Calling Upon Search and Rescue" for the 2nd time. So yeah, cycle back to that one. All right, my friend. Those are the 4 stories. Was that last one mystery, hoax, or did you just solve it?
I think I might have just solved it. Yeah. Okay. I think they showed up and they popped the blisters and kept going.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, my friend. Well, I think that we are all a lot smarter and
let's hope so.
Better off after listening to those stories. And so I've got some X-Files trivia coming up right after this. Okay, X-Files Trivia is brought to you by Vaucluse Gear. Do you have a lot of sweat equity in your backpack? If you have a soaked back when you hit camp, then it's time to find a better way. Create an airflow gap between your back and your pack with a Vaucluse Cool Dry frame. Don't sweat the big stuff. Check out vauclusegear.com. All right, I'm actually a little nervous for you on this trivia because I thought you'd actually be a bigger X-Files fan. So you have to use some of your own.
It's poor research by you. Could have simply asked me that before we recorded, but you know, that's on you.
I told you that it was an X-Files episode. And you didn't really respond one way or another.
I didn't think you meant verbatim, like.
Yeah, I mean, 2 multiple choice and true false. So
all right, let's go. Let's
go. All right, a number of the X-Files episodes were based upon real events or real mysteries. All right. None of the ones I just mentioned, by the way, but those include all of the following except, I got 3 options. So it includes all these except for one. A, Russian Roswell. B, the Philadelphia experiment. C, the Alaskan mermaid.
So one of these is fake.
There's no episode based on one of these.
I don't know. I have any idea what the Philadelphia experiment is. It
has to do with like teleportation and really weird stuff.
I feel like the Alaska mermaid is something you made up. And the Russian, what was it? The Russian what?
Russian Roswell, like an alien crash somewhere in Russia.
All right, I'll say Alaskan mermaid. I'll fall for it.
That is correct. Good job.
Hey!
See, logic and reasoning right there. That one sounds a little silly, and it was. It was silly.
Ooh, that was ridiculous.
Okay, number 2. What is Mulder's nickname early in the show?
Ooh, I don't know.
Okay, you might have actually like they use this a lot in the earlier episodes. Okay, so like they would call him something Mulder. Would it be A, Shadow, B, Spooky, C, Sinister?
Ooh, Sinister Mulder, Spooky Mulder, Shadow Mulder. Yes. I mean, I hope it's Shadow.
Okay.
Spooky.
Now remember, he's the guy that's like leading the X-Files charge here. He's the one that wants to investigate these.
I'm going Spooky.
Spooky is correct, dude.
Yes.
2 for 2.
Spooky seems more TV-ish.
Yeah.
Sinister's too long.
Right. See,
too wordy.
You're a smart guy. You're good at trivia. All right, number 3. Last one, true or false. An episode entitled Arcadia was an HOA satire about a monster that would attack homeowners who didn't comply with the community rules.
Oh, jeez, this is terrible. That is I want to say true. I'm gonna say true.
True is correct. Yes. They had that as a real episode.
That's terrible.
I thought it was hilarious. Like when it's a mushy, I'm like, is this a should we be taking this as part of their like canon storyline? I don't think so.
Oh my goodness. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That was it wasn't one of the better episodes, but it was funny. The idea of it's funny, right?
Yeah, that's good. You got a review for us, I think.
I'm gonna kick it to the next episode. I'm kicking
you're gonna kick
it down the road. I want to do something else. I got a tidbit challenge for you, actually.
Okay.
All right. So a few episodes ago, I want to say like a month ago, we talked about, we kind of gone back and forth with like Snickers energy bar versus candy bar, right? And you're in the candy bar camp, correct?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
So I thought we could do a comparison between a Snickers bar and a Cliff bar.
Oh boy.
A nutritional comparison. You tell me if you can.
I don't think this is going to go well for me.
Well, it's not a trivia question.
I'm going to humor you.
Okay. All right. Bar number 1 has 250 calories, 43 carbs, 10 grams of protein. Okay. Bar number 2 has 280 calories, so 30 calories more, 35 carbs, 8 calories less, 4 grams of protein, so 6 grams of protein less, but it also has 2% of the daily iron content.
That's the Snickers bar.
Okay, so bar 2, you're saying the Snickers bar.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not a trivia question, so it doesn't matter.
It's not a trivia question. It's just showing you like kind of blind comparison. Would you agree they're pretty similar there?
One's covered in smooth, milky chocolate, and one's not, though, right? Is that what I'm understanding?
There's chocolate in the Cliff Bars. They got chocolate brownie. They got chocolate chip.
No, I'm sorry, no. Caramel? Is that a nice, sweet, healthy thing to add? Nougat?
What's nougat?
I don't even know what nougat.
Okay. Like nutritionally speaking, can you agree they're pretty similar?
I don't want to agree with you because you're just gonna solidify your.
You're talking about ingredients. I'm talking about nutritional content. Can you?
One is candy in my mind. It always will be.
I'm not asking you to reclassify.
All right, okay, there are some similarities.
There's a little bit more calories in the Snickers bar, a little bit fewer carbs, a little bit fewer protein, but there's some iron in the Snickers bar. Okay.
Okay. Some iron. Okay.
2%.
Some.
All right. So
I think they have to put that on the wrapper.
Can we agree that like
what is your goal here? I'm
making a point that it's not unreasonable to call Snickers an energy bar.
I'm not going to sit here and listen to this farce to like support your claim. I'm not going to do it.
Okay. All right.
Ridiculous.
Okay.
Derek, let me.
You already hit on the. I mean, I get that the ingredients are way worse than a Snickers bar.
So bad.
But nutritionally, just saying,
boy,
there might be some simple carbs versus complex carbs going on.
Get Snickers employees on the phone.
Okay.
That's what I want to say.
You can be in charge after you get your REI guy from nearby. And like he's done a really good job getting guests. So just keep it up.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I work hard.
Okay. All right. I got one last thing.
Okay.
We've been getting some comments, one in particular about, like we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
We're trying.
It's kind of slowed down. It's been frustrating. We're trying to put out some good stuff here. I get that most people listen to podcasts, the audio version of the podcast, but
right.
People are searching YouTube all the time, finding our show, but we're not getting to 1,000. And we got one comment that was like confused. They're like, it seems like you guys have done this for a little while. why do you have so few subscribers for the kind of content you're putting out?
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is like, it's kind of like a compliment. Like you really should have more subscribers. So
What's
to
wrong
answer,
with us?
if you're new to our show on YouTube, the reason why is because we mainly focus on the audio app and we're new to YouTube. So that's why.
We just got going.
Please subscribe. Please subscribe.
Yeah. Hey, instead of do
us a favor.
Subscribe. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So I think that was a compliment, but I don't know. How would you take that?
Backhanded? Is that backhanded?
Yeah.
Like, compliment?
Why do you have such a poor showing with subscribers? That part's negative, but they're implying that it's because they think we should. I don't know.
I mean, had we been doing this live stream for 5-6 years, then that would be a valid point. But
yeah, and really, the live stream is YouTube is the second biggest search engine out there. So it's just a way for people to, to find our show. And then I don't watch podcasts, right? Like I typically will listen to them.
Yeah. I mean, that's true.
I'm doing something.
Does the YouTube, I correct me if I'm wrong, I don't really know this. Does the YouTube channel tell you when the channel started?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then
but ours started a long time ago. We just weren't very active forever. So,
okay. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair.
But, I don't know. Do you ever watch podcasts?
No, never.
Okay. The one time I will say is like, there's a couple guys that I like that do like running shows and they have an audio app, but they have like weekly episodes on YouTube, but they only periodically update the audio app. And so it's kind of a bummer, I guess.
And they have like 4 million subscribers or what?
I don't know. Should we have them on?
Maybe. Why not?
All right.
Yeah.
We'll find out. All right. So that, my friend, is all I got.
All right. That is all I got, guys. Thanks for walking down that crazy lane with us. We will see you next time. If you need some alien beam strength, check out Carl's workout regiment on all of our social media handles. He will leave a link for that. We will see you next time.
I want to fly.